Well, Argyle's unbeaten start to 2025 continued on the weekend as they picked up their third point on the road, this time at Stoke. Not the most thrilling of matches, but it is a positive start to 2025. Unbeaten, as I said, both games have been draws, but that is fine for Plymouth Argyle, and they are within touch at the bottom of the table. Remember, of course, still without a head coach at the moment. This is Argyle Analysis. Myself and Aaron Cusack, who is joining me as usual, will be talking through Saturday's 0-0 draw. And Aaron, we haven't had a 0-0 draw to talk about yet this season. So let's get our teeth stuck into it. Eh?
Absolutely. It's the first one of the season to talk about. There's lots of talking points though, isn't there? And a really kind of dogged performance away from home against the side in and around where we are. I thought the players were terrific. I really did, Charlie. I thought they were excellent in their application, their game plan. You know, it was clearly a game plan of going up to not lose the game rather than going up trying to win it. And credit where credit's due. I thought they were terrific because we haven't seen that character at all really all season. Maybe other than QPR earlier in the season when we went down to 10 men.
Kevin Nanskivell after the game said he'd make no apologies for the way in which Argyle approached the game. There was a lot of talk online from Stoke supporters about how they felt Argyle played. There was a lot of talk from Argyle supporters saying that we've out-Stoked Stoke of years gone by.
Sure.
But like you say, I mean, when you're in the position Argyle are in, you can't, that's fine, isn't it, to do what they did. Just try and not lose a game away from home.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can't worry about, the emotions of other people. You've got to think about what you're here to do. And the one thing they couldn't do, and we've been speaking about it the last couple of weeks, Charlie, like had Stoke had beaten us on the weekend, they would have been 10 points ahead of us. And that's a massive gap. I think the gap is obviously 7 now. And it continued there. So if you're not able to beat the team around you when you go to their ground, make sure you don't lose the game. And they didn't lose the game, and they were worthy for their I thought their tactics were spot on. It was a side that we haven't seen that often in terms of character. And maybe that's a ploy that they can look to adopt when they go to tricky away games, knowing that they don't lose any ground on the teams around them.
Yeah, one of the themes over, for a lot of the season, but certainly the last few weeks, has been that defensive side of things. Talk us through it. There was lots to admire.
Yeah, the shape was so much better, Charlie, out of possession. And what we had, it's always about protecting that central space behind your back line. But look at that line. It's so connected. I love the fact that the central player, Such in this occasion, is slightly deeper. But that invites Galloway to be aggressive and to step on the ball. So these are scenarios where if you can't win the ball primarily, are you in a good position to deny the exploitation of that space in behind? Good shape here. They can't play through here, Stoke, so it was a misplaced pass on their behalf, and we regain it and we launch a counter. But what I liked here as well is if Brendan Galloway, we've already had Brendan Galloway in the previous clip winning the ball as the primary defender, so he opts to go towards the closest player. It might be Tom Cannon in this situation, fine. But I love the position of Plegwithello, so much better than the Bristol City game, slightly deeper, meaning he knows where the defensive space is to protect, he knows where the ball is, he knows where the runner is, and as a result, as they carry the ball, his positioning enables him to step in and snuff out that danger so well without the fear of being exploited in behind. This is the second half, so same scenario, protect the central space, Don't give them a foothold and a run to exploit that area. I love the fact that the central one, Pleggy, is slightly deeper. We're still in a position, as the ball goes wide, we're still in a position to protect that central space in the event that Brendan Galloway might get done in the 1v1, top of the screen. So you're setting up for a situation of what if. On this occasion, Brendan Galloway wins the 1v1 moment, so fantastic. And as the game wore on, you can see that this structure was a constant, slightly deeper. Now I'm going to highlight Pleguezuelo again. He's already been in a good position. As the ball goes in, I think, to Berger for Stoke, he's going to wriggle free. But he's in a position here where he's slightly deeper than Tom Cannon. But as Berger gets free, he just glances at Cannon to see where he is, and he matches his running stride. And as he matches his running stride, terrific positioning to snuff out that danger, and Hazard picks up the loose ball. Again, look, slightly deeper. So you always want your central player, if you are a back three, to be slightly deeper. It gives you a widening viewpoint of where the ball is. But not only that, he's got his teammate in Galloway behind him, offering a little bit of protection, what they call covering around, balancing off. So it means that as the ball is played through, Pleggy can release and just snuff out that third man run. And, I've got to take my hat off to them. I think, they've clearly had good discussions, maybe on the training ground, in the analysis suite, as a collective. Nance, Joe Edwards, Joe Edwards is a defender, so he will have an understanding of anticipation and defensive awareness. But not only that, credit to Pleguezuelo in particular, because someone who, was positionally out of sync last week against Bristol City has reflected on it and showcased an outstanding performance collectively on Saturday.